Hey Brooklyn, I'm Angela-Renee Coakley and welcome to BScene on BK Live. Bridging the Gap, a collaborative exhibition showcasing artists of all ages. The idea is to create a link between what separates senior and more established artists and new, young, emerging artists. The exhibit being held this Saturday at the Bishop Gallery in Bed-Stuy will feature the work of Dick Griffin, a noted jazz trombonist who's also a visual artist exhibiting at the Bishop. We're honored to have Mr. Griffin join us on set today.
Thank you very much.
We're also joined by one of the gallery owners of the Bishop, which has been hosting Be Free speech community events, Stevenson Dunn. The gallery launched in 2012 with partner Irwin John and is one of the spaces where creative arts is thriving in Brooklyn. Welcome to the show, Stevenson.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I'm going to go right to Dick. Dick, how did being a musician and visual artist coming through the civil rights era, how did that shape your work?
Well, it probably made me more conscious of what I'm feeling. And then when what I'm feeling, I kind of put it in my music, and then I also put it in my art. So feelings, you know, being a personal friend and having lunch with Medgar Evers. My sister was in a meeting the night he got killed. And being a part of the black signs and the colored signs, you know, colored and white signs, and being in a segregated high school and even college, you know, probably reflect my art and my music, what I actually put in, I'll put on canvas.
We have a visual of your piece that's showing at the Bishop Gallery, the African Milt. It's acrylic on linen. And that canvas, I believe, was pulled by famed Brooklyn expressionist Vincent Smith. Tell us what this piece means to you.
Well, basically, I'm very deep into African culture because I went to Africa, and then I really kind of discovered. I recommend going to Africa as an African American to really find out what you're about and what your roots are about. So when I was there, actually, I went to Goree Island, and I heard this guy give a lecture, and he said something to me that I never would probably have heard here in the States. He said that African Americans can officially say that they're the most superior race on earth because they're the only race through slavery that we were separated like animals, like cattle, mated and everything. So that is on record.
Interesting.
And I never heard that, and you know, taught in school that, and be honest with me, I was taught in school that, okay, you're not as good as the white people, or you're not, you know, you got to measure up to them, and you got to be 10 times better. But then, you know, when I heard that in the Goree Island in Senegal, something happened.
Well, you definitely are an excellent artist and jazz musician. You describe yourself as being a giver. Why is that important, especially to the younger generation now that we're talking about bridging the gap?
Well, a guy told me, and his name is Johnny Grimes. This guy goes so back, he was born in 1914, and I worked at the house band at Apollo Theater with him, and he would tell me all of these great sayings. He said there's 3 types of people in the world. There's receivers, there's takers, and there's users. So you can only be categorized, you can only be two. You either be a giver and a receiver. But some people come into takers and users.
Okay.
So he was saying. We're
going to talk more about that too on Saturday. So let's talk to Stevenson. Tell us why you started a fine art gallery in Bed-Stuy.
So my business partner and I, you know, we've been best friends. We go back to 8th grade. He actually brought me into the business. Okay. And it was back in D.C. He went to Howard University. We had started a small bar here in Brooklyn. We were actually looking to open up another bar.
Okay.
And also, Irwin was looking for locations in D.C. And he come across another Howard alumni by the name of Francis. And Francis was an artist, just graduated school, very passionate, and wanted to open more than just the art gallery, kind of this space that was a multitude use space. We ended up getting into the business with him. That lasted about a year. By then, we were so excited about our engagement in the art community. We decided to open up our own gallery, and we named it after our mentor, Lamont Bishop. And pretty much from day one in DC, we were counting down the days until we could come back home to Bed-Stuy.
Okay. Well, tell us also, why is it important for you to have the Bridging the Gap screening? What's important about this? So
the screening is important the same reason the show is important, or the series, Bridging the Gap, is important. So one, there's quite a few reasons actually. So
Pick
one
your best one.
is the most direct, is that we say one of the 4 pillars that we stand on is supporting the varying genres of art.
Okay.
And so our partnership with BRIC and the creation of BScene, being there from its inception, has allowed us to have a platform for media artists. And so the Bridging the Gap BScene is kind of a culmination where the content in which these media artists that we're helping to promote and with BRIC is also directly linked to the show that we have now, which is the Bridging the Gap Volume 1.
We have a quick visual. You have some very eclectic pieces that are showing at your gallery. Describe this piece, and why is it important for you to have original exclusive works at your neighborhood gallery?
Okay, well, so this piece is interesting because it's actually done by Richard Hambleton, and is done using his own blood. And it's a piece that was appraised by a reputable auction house for over $150,000.
Wow.
And so we don't necessarily expect our neighbors to come in and just buy the piece off the wall, but we want them to have access to it, to the story, to who the artist is, and to be inspired by it.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen, so much for being with us here. We're looking forward to the event at the Bishop Gallery this Saturday, right?
Bedford and Willoughby, 916 Bedford.
Come
go. See us, Bridging the Gap.
And we'll talk more with Dick. Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much.